welcome to I'm a Loser podcast with your host Leo Shepherd and your co-host. Want to introduce yourself?
Green_chills.
Today we're going to be talking about embarrassing stories. Do you want to start first?
Embarrassing stories. Is it going to be about ourselves or?
It has to be about ourselves.
Okay. I ain't got one. I got to think of one. You got one?
Yeah, I already got one. So, there was this massive fair going on, like, last year. And,
Is this Aberdeen Fair?
No. Not Aberdeen Fair. By, university.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, you remember now? We was with 3 of our friends, and, we, went to go have a look, see what was going on inside the,
Isn't it Noah, Parker, Clark and Charlie?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say their surnames.
Anyways, they, so what we did, we went to the fence to see what was going on inside.
Yeah, because the fence was head high.
Yeah. And, anyways, before we got there, this guy ran right past us. We didn't think anything of it. We was like, okay, we're still going to go have a look, see if it's worth going. And, we went, and then, then security was shouting at us to stay still. And then,
Well, no, they were like, we've got runners on the radio, and they started running at us.
Yeah.
And we thought, oh shit, have we got to run too?
And then, and then us 5 thought it'd be funny to run into the forest because we did nothing wrong.
It was pitch black in the forest.
Yeah, so
my phone died halfway through with a torch. I was trying to find the track to go to the other side.
Yeah.
The field.
And then, so yeah, we split up, right? And like, one of the security guys decided to come after us, and they was like, said that we went after you thinking you had a knife on you. Like, if we had a knife on us, why would you come after us?
Yeah.
I don't think that's an embarrassing story though.
No.
Oh, they nearly pulled out my shoulder. I don't think that was an embarrassing story.
No, they did pin you down.
Yeah, they pinned me down. I felt embarrassed at the time.
And that's when I got out the forest just in time. I found out that Leo got pinned. And I went down to his mother and said, Leo's on the ground pinned by a security guard over at the university fest.
But yeah, so other than that, I think I felt embarrassed.
Yeah.
That's why I included it in the embarrassing
I
stories.
mean, it was funny about they couldn't catch us for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was funny. Because, like, we ran right past. One of us was, like, wasn't it Charlie that was walking?
Yeah.
They ran right past Charlie, and then was like, and then went back for him after realising he was with us. It was so stupid. Anyways, finally figured out what's the story in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I've got a funny story.
I don't think we're done telling embarrassing stories at this point.
So, I was in Aberdeen Fair, not last year, but a year ago, the other year. I was out with a mate called Alex, and he went and bought vodka. So he started drinking, and I was like,
Oh.
yeah.
I remember.
And he spiked my drink.
Oh no.
He spiked my drink. So I got all, tipsy, and then I sicked. I whited. Yeah. And then my mum had to go at me, and then my mum was chill the next day.
Yeah, but I think you would still do it again this year.
I wouldn't drink this year, no.
No. But you would still hang out with Alex, and then he would convince you to drink.
He's not in town.
I know he's not, but I'm just saying, like, if he was in town, and he was still your mate, you would have gone to hang out with him again this year. But
Yeah, no.
and then he would have convinced you to drink again. So.
But I've got no one to go with.
Oh, fuck's sake. Oh yeah, by the way guys, we're doing this podcast outside because we thought it'd be nicer.
Yeah, get a bit of breeze.
Last time we did it in his stuffy room.
Yeah, it's true.
And
It's
also
fucking
this
hot.
podcast will be a day late because we thought it'd be funny to look for a Nintendo Switch. After we got back, it was 8 PM and we wasn't allowed to come outside. So, yeah. That's why this podcast is a day late. We are terribly sorry for the second podcast being late. It is going to take some time for this podcast to be uploaded as well. So, yeah. Anyways, any other embarrassing stories? Because I only have one more, but that was already said in last podcast.
Yeah, I do. I fell down the stairs when I was sleepwalking. And I woke myself up because I hit my head on the wall.
Oh my god. Oh, and I already told the first story to someone. Not obviously allowed to say their actual names if they don't want us to. So if we say their names, it means they've told us we could. But she will know who she is by me saying the nickname she sent me. She said about being called Red. And we're doing this in a public area, so if we get interrupted, I think that'd be funny on podcast.
It would.
Do you have yourself on like loud?
Yeah.
I need to make sure I'm on loud because my ringtone's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyways, you opened up TikTok by accident.
I did. I actually did.
Right. What else was there?
Oh, I've got a funny story. Well, I put on the wrong t-shirt. I put on my dad's t-shirt instead of my
Didn't you go to school with that t-shirt on though?
the next day. This is when I was little.
Oh, I wore a t-shirt to school that said like, I get bitches that I cannot lie.
Yeah, I actually did. Yeah, it said
Oh,
that.
it was hilarious. That was in primary school.
Yeah, it actually was. Don't know what year though.
No, neither can I. I can't remember. Oh.
Do you remember when I hit a football and it went into someone's car?
Actually, says that this guy playing football right next to us. I remember that actually.
Do you remember when we went out to Oxford into Odeon that day?
Oh.
Do you remember?
Can you remember what we're doing this weekend? Well, next weekend.
What? We're going to see someone I know.
No.
What?
We're supposed to go to Odeon and go and watch Saw X.
Yeah. It's true.
But because it's an 18, we're not allowed to go and watch it. So, our dumbasses are going to go, let's sneak in.
That'd be hard.
Not really.
Because you don't know what room it's playing in.
You can find out through the app.
Can you?
Yeah. If you get a ticket that says the room next door, right, for a film, you can then... I shouldn't be saying any of this on the podcast, just in case people actually go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
So
we'll blank this out.
well, we're not going to blank out, but I'm not going to explain the process. People can work it out if they're smart. If you're not smart,
Then get off this page.
Anyways, this isn't a podcast for how to raise criminals. This is a podcast of losers. I had another story. I can't remember what it was now. Oh, I remember the time I got caught vaping.
Yes. But that wasn't really funny.
No, it wasn't funny,
But
but
to me it was.
yeah. We can laugh at it now, but back then I was so pissed at you because you didn't take the fall like we had agreed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we all have our ups and downs.
Your ups and downs is no one can trust you.
Yeah, because I lie on a lot.
And people think he's good with money. Anyways, we are not making money from this podcast. At least not yet. Because we're terrible with money.
My family's kind of broke right now.
Don't say that. You don't want people to feel sorry for us.
Well.
Bank account current. Bank account currently 44p. Anyways, oh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you still owe me £7.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I do.
You're now.
I don't know what I want to say, yes or no.
You can't remember, can you?
No.
This is what I mean by it's bad with money. He forgets the money he has.
Yeah.
I'll explain the story. So, yesterday, right, before we went to go look for a Switch, we was going to play this game. R6. You don't know what R6 stands for. Well, I don't blame you. But,
Rainbow Six Siege.
anyways, but he needed PlayStation Plus. And I had earned £7 for, well, I was supposed to buy a Spotify membership. And I also wanted to play with him. He'd asked his mum. His mum first said no to sending him some money. Then after I had paid for it, she sent him £50 for a year.
And what do I go spend £7 on?
Lunch. Yeah, lunch.
For you guys.
Well, mainly for my sister, but still. You wouldn't have done it if my sister didn't ask.
No. So basically, that £7 I give you back with lunch.
Okay, alright. If you want to play like that, you paid me £3 back. Because £3 went to my sister.
Oh yeah. That's fine. Pay you £3 back.
Actually, it's £4.
How? Oh yeah,
7 minus 3?
yeah. I got it.
And then you also brought yourself a drink. So, minus £1. That's £5. Can I keep going?
No.
Yeah, because you're now scared that you're going to have to pay for my membership now. Anyway. What time is it? How long has this podcast been on for? About 30 minutes?
Ugh.
We are going to wrap this up soon.
Fucking knackered. I didn't go to bed till like 2 o'clock in the morning because I sat out watching flipping memes on TikTok.
That was the same as me. Yeah, you definitely need to order your thing now. Don't
What?
you?
What? Switch?
Yeah.
I need to ask my sister.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I come downstairs, I found my mum sleeping on the sofa this morning.
Really?
Yeah. It's unusual for her. I remember a story.
Alright, go on then. Whilst I try to
It's
think
about an egg.
Why again?
Yeah, the egg you had that you tried to save. Remember when you put 2 eyes and a smiley face on the egg and you kept it to see how long it would survive till it cracks? Do you remember?
Okay, we were like 6.
Yeah, I know. That was pretty funny though.
How can you still remember that?
I don't know. I think it's my memories coming back.
It's pretty much what he's on about is for school we were given a task in primary to look after an egg, right? A fragile egg, you know, those ones that you crack in and you put into a frying pan. Yeah. Well, we had to draw a face on ours and pretend like it's a child. We had to pretend to feed it every day, pretend to make it drink every day. We had to send it to bed every day. Basically, at the end of the week, everyone who had their egg still available would have, at the time, the most prize we could ever get was chocolate. That was the only thing anyone would do in primary. Would do it for chocolate. And but what the school did was
How many people smashed their egg up because they got angry over it because it would go to bed?
no, they made sure they put like a sign on each egg, so you can't just like smash your egg and then day before it's due in, go and buy a new egg and draw a face on it. They actually put like a certain stamp on it, which you can't just go like fraud it. So they were smart with that. Just at the end of the week, no one came back with an egg because everyone's parents thought it was an egg to crack in the frying pan. Mine didn't. Mine understood the assignment.
Did yours stay in the fridge though?
No. Mine was under my pillow.
Because mine was in the fridge. Mine was just sat on the, you know, like you get those fridges with in the door that has the little holes to the eggs to go in.
Yes.
That's where mine was.
Yeah, mine stayed under my pillow.
Well, mine was cold every night.
Yeah. So his was cold every night. I slept on mine. And it took him 4 days, and then his smashed because he got so frustrated at it because I can't remember. It wasn't the egg that you got frustrated with. I think it was your mum that you got frustrated with.
Yeah, but then accidentally smashed the egg.
Yeah, because you went to go get the egg out of the fridge, and then your mum said, leave it in there for 1 more day, it's not due until tomorrow. But you obviously had it in your hand, and then you like threw it to the ground because you was so peed off at her.
Yeah, because like, what the fuck, mum?
Mine took me a day to break because obviously I had it under my pillow. My dumbass brain thought, oh yeah, let's sleep on it. Crack. I don't think of anything of it. At the end of the week, I lift up my pillow and realise it's all rotten. Because it cracked, yolk all over my bed, my pillowcase, and yeah, it was stupid. But yeah,
I've got no more. I'm out of ideas.
I had one in my head a second ago. I can't remember it now. Well, that was smart. Anyways, surely you had an embarrassing story from school.
No.
Because we went to different secondary schools.
Yeah, I went to St Swithin's.
We're gonna say that even though it's false.
It's not. They won't know where though.
Exactly.
So I just say St Swithin's.
Yeah.
They wouldn't know where.
I'm just gonna say M, and everyone that went to my secondary school will know exactly what I mean. Mainly because they recognise my name. Right, so year 7, right? Imagine this. You walk into class, you're friends with the stupidest people you've ever met, and they convince you to skip tutor. For the afternoon register, they get you to skip tutor. And oh my god, we skipped tutor, and then we got back in, and at the time I was a massive snitch, but I was with 2 people, Josh and Connor, and they convinced me to skip school. We was in this exact location because we went off school grounds.
How?
Because
Through the separate gate in the middle of the field.
no, there's a hole in the fence.
Oh.
Anyways, I shouldn't say that on podcast, just in case if anyone from MAS actually watches this. But I'm not at school, so it's not my fault if you skip school, so don't skip school.
When you say maths, they won't know if it's John Mason or Math Royal.
Neither of them, because I didn't go to any of them. Anyways,
It's one of them.
no, it's not.
It's one of them. It's not the bottom one. But yeah.
We might have to pause the podcast and move to a different location.
Why?
It's getting crowded over here.
Oh,
Huh? No, because we said this podcast is going to be an hour long. Didn't we? And it's only been, what, 22 minutes? We've got 38 minutes left.
I'll stay here for 38 minutes.
Alright. Well,
I want no more stories,
that you can remember at the moment.
but I can remember stories about other people.
Do you still have their contacts so you can message them and asking them if it's alright?
No, I don't.
Well, we can't really say other people's embarrassing stories unless we have their permission. Okay, so that was my year 7 embarrassing story. I had an embarrassing story each year, trying to remember the year 8 one. Oh no, year 7, right? So we did this drama performance, right? It was like a massive play. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, it was in year 7, 2018, right? 2018 is when we started year 7, 2019 is when we finished. Anyways, 2019, we finished one of the performances because me and my friends were backstage.
2017 we started.
No, 2018.
No, 'cause mine was-
2018 because our school emails started with 18. Because that was it always started with the year you joined.
Mine was 17.
I don't know why yours was 17 then. But yeah, so I thought it'd be funny to come into, well, me and my friends thought, alright, we got 3 hours to kill. Let's just go to the pub. And one of them wanted to fight me. Right, he wasn't my friend at the time. He was my friend's brother. And basically, it got to the point. This was before I started running away from fights. He strangled me and left nail marks in my neck, and I was bleeding from them. And I went home. I wasn't going to tell my parents, like, why would I tell them? No one wants to know men's feelings, right? And they just saw the marks and was like, who did that to you? And obviously at the time I was a snitch, and I said it was yada yada yada. And then they went to the school and made me file a report. And and now me and him like best friends. How does that work? I don't know. No, I was getting bullied last week. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah. Stay still and you should go away.
No, it's a wasp. It doesn't care if you're moving or not. If it sees skin, it's gonna sting. Where does it go? Oh, so it's coming for me now.
It is.
Well, that's embarrassing.
It's that,
Well, that's embarrassing. Oh, also, quickly clarify. Did anyone message on the YouTube side of things not last week's podcast? Because there was someone going around saying they were CG_Red Neon. I'm no longer Red Neon, so if you get a message from CG_Red Neon, they are a fraud. They don't care if you... They just want to ruin my day. And, yeah. So, get a message from Red Neon. Don't listen to it if it's anything mean. If it's something nice, just make sure it...
We know the person.
Yeah, we know who it is, just...
We know who's doing it, so...
But he's also giving the account to other people as well. So, people can, so, if it's saying something like, about the podcast going like, one of us is speaking absolute shite, they have no clue what we're on about. Because the majority of this, they've never been around before. Like they were saying, like, last podcast, his 6-year relationship, year 6 relationship, sorry, was complete and utter bullshit, which it wasn't, because I was there, because we were friends outside of school, but, yeah, so you get a message from Red Neon, then just don't listen to it. I'm not going to say my actual username, because I will never message on my personal, my YouTube channel. I will always message on the I'm a Loser podcast official YouTube channel. Okay? Same with him. He won't message on his green_chills account because there's no point. But I will try and stop all messages if they're nasty. But I can barely see the time. It's like nearly half an hour into the podcast, and I'm trying to remember my year 8 fucking drama.
I can make my year 9 and year 10.
What, you can tell you year 9 and 10?
It's quite hard to explain.
Alright, go ahead then.
So halfway through year 9, me and this kid's.
Oh, isn't it this? I think I know this one now.
This kid Skype school, and we done some shitty shit.
Shit they weren't meant to do.
Yeah, and we were in isolation every other couple of days because we didn't do homework and was not inside school on grounds. And then come year 10, me and him actually took out of the school.
Yeah, then you started college thinking,
and then I left.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm good.
And then, yeah, shit happened from there.
Oh, that's embarrassing. I nearly threw up on podcast. That's funny. Right, as always comment on the YouTube side of things, what you want us to do next.
Subscribe, like, smash.
The like. That's for YouTube. Spotify, follow, put notifications on, and there is going to be a poll. Well, not a poll, but a question at the bottom saying whether you enjoyed this and what should we talk about next time. After you've answered that, come back and finish watching the rest of the podcast. Let's give you guys like 2 minutes because I don't think people would actually pause this. But we can also try and figure out what embarrassing stories we have left to tell.
I ain't got no more.
Uh,
Do you remember when I got pinned up against?
that's also embarrassing.
Yeah, that was in Abingdon.
Oh, you should say that in 2 minutes.
Been 2 minutes yet.
No. It's been like...
Fuck it, guys. If you're back, I'm gonna say the story. What was I gonna talk about? In Abingdon.
Yeah.
About me getting pinned up.
Yeah.
So, apparently my ex told a load of boys that sexually assaulted her. I never did. And then a load of guys come for me when first day I actually started college. Very first day. So yeah.
I'm gonna wait for you to finish yours because I got one.
And this is all over a couple of people. But that's the end of the story.
Right. Okay. So it is an embarrassing story. I wrote this down like 2 weeks ago, I think, because I was gonna tell him and I was gonna write a book about this. But I once attended a family gathering at a relative's house, right? So if you don't know what a relative is, what you're doing with your life, go and talk to your aunt, your uncle, or your family members. They are called relatives. Anyways, and while trying to impress someone with my cooking skills, he knows my cooking skills, right? I am complete and utter garbage. Anyways, I accidentally set off the smoke alarm while cooking the dinner, and the entire family had to evacuate the house. It was so silly because they all thought that the smoke was deadly. Anyways, I ended up serving charred food. If you don't know what charred food is, it's overcooked food.
Basically black.
Yeah, it was a memorable, albeit embarrassing, family dinner, if I say so myself. Do you reckon you need help? Anyways, should I ask him if he wants to join our podcast? Tell some embarrassing stories that he's had since running that youth club.
If you want to.
Alright, once he tells you another story, I'm going to go and ask him.
I ain't got another story.
Come up with one. Come on. Be creative.
Have I got another one?
Yes, thank you, man.
As soon as he starts turning, he just any like
I can't even do skills in the J P how easy it is to get. Like for example, if you try and elastic in the game, you either do it because you're really good at it, or because you have confidence in yourself that you're not gonna get it. Because realistically, the thing that's gonna happen is gonna go to your second. It's easy to read. my first game after Christmas for RTC, and then it was me against like this big guy, and obviously I knew obviously this guy like he was like one of the built like a mech. No, he was Algerian. Niger boy. He didn't know stupid. That was because he didn't know when to do like 1, 2, 3 stuff.
No, that's good.
And then I started doing like flip flaps because I was in the position to do that and stuff. Oh. I was in the position to do that, so that was fun. I think it was like a training. Do you know who scored in that game? Ivan. He's peak. No, actually, Ivan was and actually, Josh didn't get dropped. And he's still training. Because the only time he would play a game is when he would play. No, but even then, RTC didn't want him because they're playing at more youngers than Josh. Yeah. Well, no, Hudson's permanent. But I'm talking about like Ben Hall.
Ben Holt's so good.
I know. He's better than Hudson, actually. He's better than Hudson.
Yeah, he is really good, yeah. Hudson gets 1-1. So it's literally the only team I was in.
It was crazy how teams turned this. Last year, it really dropped out. I think like,
I tell you what I am in. Meeting against the
right now. That's why I came after.
I've often thought that it would be good for a youth club to set up a podcast.
they're kind of hard. They're insane.
Because
No, but obviously,
it's kind of a very contemporary medium, right? And it's a platform for young people. Well, let me put it to the trustees as an idea.
Yeah.
So do you just do it?
Yeah, so hang on, let me quickly pause the podcast real quick.
Yeah.
So,
Hi, Charlie.
alright. I can't even find my mouse anymore. Hang on. Oh, there you go. Alright. So, we're probably going to have to wrap the podcast up today, folks. It's like half an hour long. We're going to try and aim, I think, once every fortnight. I can't remember. If we do it once every week, it will probably be, we record it earlier on in the week and then upload it for Friday. But we're going to come up next week with loads of story ideas for whatever theme we're doing and then upload it.
Yeah.
So that will be the end of the podcast, and make sure to follow and keep notifications on. Peace. 3, 2